So we're trying to get out of debt, but we have a hefty car payment. I mean, our journey is Dave Ramsey inspired, and we all know how he feels about car payments. So why in the world do we still have one? Hi friends, welcome to the Budget Bounce. I'm Jen, and we use a budget to tell our money what to do, including bouncing debt out the door. We share our ups and downs from living life on a budget and tackling a $252,000 mountain of stupid debt. If you'd like to learn more about being intentional with your money and making it work for you, then click on that subscribe button below and be sure to tap on the bell so you'll get notifications every time I post a new video. You can also find me on social media, just look for the Budget Bounce. Before I jump into today's discussion, take a minute to comment below about whether or not you have a car payment. How does having one or not having one make you feel? Feel free to pause to comment and then come right back. So if you've watched any of my budget videos, you know that we have a car payment. It's $550 per month, rounded up, at 5.25% interest for 84 months. Wait. What? Yeah, you heard that right. 84 ever-loving months. That's what we had to do to make the payment work. Today, in January 2019, we have a balance of $27,649 on that vehicle after this month's payment posts. For all the cars I've financed in my life, the next highest monthly payment I've had is $275 a month. So this jump to $550 was a big one. So how in the world did that happen? So there were several things that contributed to this. First, we didn't do a trade-in, so we could keep our oldest vehicle for our son, who was 15 at the time, and was going to be getting his license soon. We also didn't put any money down on the purchase. Third, we financed everything included in the $37,798 principal balance, and this is how it broke down. First, the purchase price of the GM certified 2016 Chevrolet Traverse with 10,676 miles was $31,210. We then paid $3,307 for an extended warranty that I believe goes to 100,000 miles. We also purchased gap insurance for $699, and if you've not heard of that, that is a policy where if the car is totaled and the insurance payment doesn't cover the difference between the market value of the vehicle and the remainder owed on it at the time of the accident, then the gap insurance kicks in. We had $2,193 in sales tax, and we had $389 in fees, and that was every single dollar was financed. Now keep in mind that this was in December 2016 and our stupidity hadn't yet caught up with us. I spent an extensive amount of time figuring out if we could afford the payment. Like millions of other people, we focused on the payment, not on whether or not we could actually afford what we were buying. And that payment was so high, it literally made my stomach turn to think about it the first few months. That should have been my first clue. But I ignored my gut and we proceeded. We also had some other extenuating circumstances going on during the time that seemed to, make it like we needed it. So let me just say that I love my car. It has so many bells and whistles and is so beautiful and comfortable to drive. I totally convinced myself that I deserved all of it. We worked hard and made an income that could support this payment with no issues. As we were telling ourselves this story, we were completely disregarding the fact that we also were in a ton of other consumer debt. So yeah, we deserve something, all right. We deserve the payment that came with our stupidity. So just, that was all great. But just 7 months after we bought it, our lives were turned upside down when Matt stopped working unexpectedly due to illness. We ended up in a financial mess, the kind you hear about and read about. During this time, we had plenty of money to pay for the four walls. So housing, food, transportation, including the 2 car payments that we had at the time, and clothing, we could cover all of that, and utilities. But we couldn't manage all of our debt payments. Within 2 months of Matt going off work, we were only paying one of we were only paying on 1 out of every 3 to 4 debts that we had that included a mortgage, 2 car payments, medical bills, a 401k loan, a private student loan, and numerous credit cards. I don't even know how many we had. 15, 20 of them? I have no idea. But we didn't change our spending behaviors when Matt's income stopped coming in, which also contributed to the problems we were having. My pristine credit score took the hit. And after 15 years of it being at 750 or higher, it tanked to 515 at its very lowest in March of 2018. Fast forward to today, and we are in a completely different place with our money. We now use a budget to control it and tell it what to do, giving each dollar a purpose before the month even starts. And every month I have to look at that $550 payment in our debt list, and it makes me sad. Here's what Dave Ramsey has to say about having a car payment. Unless you got ripped off, when you get a traditional car loan, it is calculated based on simple interest. That means interest is calculated based on the balance, and as the balance goes down, you are charged less interest. Selling the car is a different question. We recommend 2 things: that your total debt for all of your motorized vehicles, cars, boats, anything else, does not exceed half of your annual income. And secondly, you don't have a car that you can't pay off in 18 to 24 months. If you can pay it off during that time frame, then you can keep the car. Okay, so that's what Dave says. And based on that and our current situation, we can pay off our vehicle within 24 months if we make it our next priority. But I would like to tackle some other things first. And without a significant bump in income, we aren't going to be able to get this done, pay all those off and get this done in the next 24 months. It was October of 2018 when this was all really at the top of my mind. And my next step, was to go on a mission to figure out if we could get out of this somehow. My plan was to try to sell the Traverse, valued at about $24,000 to $26,000 for private party sale at the time. I pulled that off of Kelley Blue Book. Then get a loan for the difference, since we owed about $29,000 to $30,000 on it at that point in time. And then add a bit to buy an older car to get us through this season of our life. So the loan would be $10,000 to $14,000 total, and we would finance it for as short a period of time as we could. The end goal was to try to get the monthly payment down to $280 or less, cutting at least $270 out of our monthly budget that I could apply to other debts. If I could do that, we would start looking for a different vehicle and prepare to sell my beautiful Traverse. I called the credit union that we have the Traverse finance with. I have financed 3 vehicles, 2 of which were paid in full, and both were paid off 6 to 12 months early, both of them. I thought if anyone would work with me on this, it might be them. And I should say, I keep saying me because the car's in my name. So let me be clear on that. Today, in January, 2 of my 3 credit scores are 591 and 598. And in October, they were just a little bit lower than that. Unfortunately, because it's below 600, odds of getting a loan through the approval process were slim. And she told me that even if she could get it pushed through for me, the best case scenario would be a 19.5% interest rate, putting a $14,000 loan at about $390 a month. Or maybe she said $12,000. I can't remember. That was only a difference of $160 per month. And at that rate, I'm not willing to give up the knowledge I have for the treatment and condition of the vehicle. Buying another car for $5,000 to $8,000 means higher miles and a lot of unknowns. And our other 2 vehicles, both paid for, are in bad shape. The 2006 Trailblazer that we have has 200,000 miles on it and doesn't run. It needs a new engine, which Matt has priced at $2,400 to $2,600 installed. The 2008 Buick Lucerne that we have also has about 200,000 miles on it. It might actually be past that now. And that's getting Matt and Henry around town, but it isn't something we take on the highway because it could literally break down at any moment. We will keep it running as long as we can. Now, I've had both great and awful experiences with buying much older vehicles. With 2 other vehicles in the condition that they're in now, we are just not willing to risk it at this point in time. Not for $160 a month. So the answer to the question, will we sell our car, is no, not at this point in time. Now, I did put up another video last week about how we're tweaking the baby steps to make them work for us. I'll go ahead and put a card up here for you if you'd like to watch it. And paying off the Traverse is an option that we are taking into consideration right now. It's the 4th highest balance out of the 25 debts that remain for us to pay off. So tackling the car next is not true to the baby steps as Dave Ramsey intends them, but it is a serious consideration. The bottom line is that there is some real meat to Dave's approach to not having any debt, including car payments. We were really stupid to convince ourselves that we deserved such a nice vehicle. Having a car payment may work for some people, but it doesn't work for everyone. And it's those people that I'm talking to. My goal in sharing this with you is to help you see the error of our ways so you don't make the same mistakes we did. As far as how we will proceed, I will of course keep you posted on our decisions as we progress. You'll just have to keep watching to see how it all plays out. If you like this video or think someone else might benefit from hearing about our mistakes, then please share this on social media or an email and give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't like it, since I know this is a hot button topic for some. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you join the Budget Bounce family and become a fellow budget bouncer here on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button below. That's all I've got for you today. Until next time.